Hi yogis, Alana here. Thank you for tuning into my channel. And I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you are suffering just like I am, having that nasty common cold. So I have some sinus pressure, a little bit of a sinus headache, sore throat. So today we're just going to be doing the same practice I do at home to help relieve some of that sinus pressure. We'll be doing some breathing exercises, some pressure point work, and just a really gentle restorative class. So you might want to grab some tissues because you might need them, maybe a hot cup of tea, and if you have any props, come and grab some. You can use a blanket, a block, a bolster if you have one. I don't have a bolster, so I'm going to make do with what I have, but you can grab some pillows and we'll go ahead and get started. So if you don't have a bolster, that's totally fine. I'm going to make a makeshift one here. So I'm going to put a block down, and then I've just rolled my blanket, I folded it over lengthwise, and then once again over. So I'm just going to put that there. We're going to start in a reclined fish pose, so a supported fish, where we're going to put the base of our support at our tailbone, lying back, having our head supported, and our chest is coming up, allowing the shoulders to release. So kind of find a comfortable position here. Knees can either be bent, they can be out to the side, or you can just have them long. We want to be nice and relaxed here though. So I'm going to come into Supta Baddha Konasana with my soles of my feet together, knees out. And I'm just going to start to breathe here. We're letting this chest open so our lungs have space to kind of expand. And if you can't breathe through your nose, try your best to start there. But if not, just breathe through the mouth. I know it's so annoying that we cannot breathe through our nose. And just sink in here, kind of enjoy the ease of this pose. Just finding a nice steady breath, pretty deep here, maybe counting to 3 or 4. Just trying to let our minds go of how annoying being sick is. And a lot of times we feel guilty because we can't do anything as far as working out, or maybe you just don't feel like being productive at all. So just bring the positivity of giving back to yourself and trying to get back to health here. Let all of that shame or guilt kind of just go out of your mind. So we'll take a couple more breaths here. If your knees are like mine in Supta Baddha Konasana, you can bring the hands to the knees and just close them gently. And we're going to transition up to a seat. So just rolling onto the side, really just pushing up gently with one of your arms and come up to a nice comfortable seat. We're moving nice and slow here. All right, so you can just have one foot in front of the other, easy seated pose, Sukhasana. And we're just going to do a few breathing exercises here to just open our chest a little bit, get some of that stagnant breath moving. So just bring the arms to the side. We're going to take a nice big inhale up towards the sky. Really lift the chest. You can drop the head back slightly. We're going to exhale and let the elbows come down, really letting that chest come up high, feeling those shoulders expand here. And inhale, coming up. Exhale, release. Arms are in goddess. A lot of people call this goddess. And inhale, one more time up. And exhale. Release it all down. And let's inhale the arms up. This time we're going to take a twist. So take a twist over towards the right. Right arm goes behind you. Left arm is coming to the right knee. And just gaze over that right shoulder. Arm is really close behind you here. Nice tall spine. Taking a few breaths. And inhale, arms come up. Exhale, switch sides. So left arm goes behind you, right arm to the left knee, and gaze over the left shoulder. And inhale, come up. And exhale, let the hands come down in front of you. Just let the head hang here. Or if you're super flexible and your head hits the mat, that's fine as well. And then just begin to walk the hands back towards you, coming into a tall spine. So we're going to work into some alternate nostril breathing. So if you're super stuffed up, this might not be a good option for you. You can try to grab a tissue and maybe clear some of that out. But if you have maybe one nostril that is a little more open, this should help you. I know it helped me earlier when I was dealing with this. So there's a couple ways you can hold your hands. I prefer just kind of the surfer hands here. So all we're going to be doing is breathing into one side of the nose, closing the other, and then exhaling out of the other. So we'll breathe in through our left nostril with the finger closing the right, and then let go of that nostril, close the left, breathe out of the right. So you can probably hear I'm a little stuffy, and that's fine. That's why we have Kleenex next to us. So hopefully that made sense. Let's get started. I'll do it with you. So let's bring the right thumb to close that right nostril and breathe in through the left. And then switch. Left nostril closes, breathe out the right. And in through the right. Close the right, breathe out the left. We'll just continue doing this for a few rounds. Close the left, breathe out the right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Couple more rounds. If you need to stop at any time, please do. And exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. And then go ahead, remove your fingers. See if you can breathe through both nostrils here. If you need to, grab a tissue, maybe clear some of that out. And we're gonna get into some pressure points that I love to use here. So the first one is just taking 2 of your fingers. So I like to use my middle finger and my ring finger. And we're just gonna we're gonna find that crease kind of between our cheeks and our mouth. And we're just gonna push up slightly. So there's some pressure points here in our sinus cavity. And we're gonna breathe in. And breathe out. Do this 3 times. And then go ahead, release. You should have felt a little bit of a release. I know it looks really funny, but I can already feel it here. So a couple more points. So just take your thumbs, and we're gonna point them right under our eyebrows. So where our eyebrows are meeting our nose, you should feel a little bit. So just apply some light pressure here for a few seconds. You can still be breathing in. This is just activating some of those pressure points in our meridian lines. And then go ahead and remove the thumbs. And we're gonna bring the fingertips, those same 2 fingers we used before, the pointer and the middle finger. You can start it right at the top of your eyebrows here. And we're just gonna trace our eyebrows and come over into our temples and just give ourselves a little self-massage here. I know when we have colds, a lot of times our head just kills. So do it again, just nicely massaging the top of your eyebrows, coming to the temples, giving them a little massage. Let's do it one more time. All right, release the fingers. We're gonna do one more. So a lot of times we have some really deep pressure in our head. So we're just gonna find the tops of our heads with our hands like this, and kind of separate your head into 2 hemispheres. And we're just gonna push down lightly, letting the hands come to the back of the head. And you can do this a few times. Just activating some of those pressure points. So I'm gonna do it 3 times. And then you can release the hands. Hopefully you feel a little more relieved in your nasal cavities. I know I am. And so we're gonna do just 1 yin pose here tonight, nice and gentle. We're gonna bring the feet together, knees out. So coming into butterfly pose. So if you are feeling a little achy in your body and your hips, this should feel really nice. You can also have some props handy for this one. So just find a nice tall spine, and we're gonna fold forward with our chest. And once we feel kind of that edge of our body where we can hold it for a few nice, long, deep breaths, we're gonna let the head and the neck go. So just let any tension, any heaviness in the neck and the face just kind of hang out here. Great place for a block. And breathe. Hopefully you can breathe a little easier. So still trying to find a rhythm, whether you're breathing in through your nose or your mouth. Nice and stress-free practice here. And then slowly beginning to rise up out of it. You can bring the knees together. Maybe do some windshield wipers here to kind of let go of any intensity you might be feeling. All right, so come back to an easy seat. And we're gonna do eagle arms, which also helps to clear our sinuses. So we're gonna let our legs be how they are. We don't have to go into any crazy leg movements here. So we're just gonna bring the arms out, lift the chest, breathe in, and we're gonna exhale and lock at the elbows. So right arm's coming under the left elbow here, and we're gonna cross, trying to reach for our palms. I know it's sometimes challenging, so wherever you have to reach, just as long as these arms are crossed. And we're gonna move the elbows up to about where we're gazing at them. And we're just gonna sit here for a few breaths. And see if you begin to notice any changes here in the breathing. And just make sure your chest is nice and tall. A lot of times we try to arch into this nice straight spine. One more breath here. And inhale, bring the arms out, really reach the chest up. And we're gonna switch, so exhale, left arm's coming under the right elbow, hooking at the palms or wherever you can reach. Elbows come up to about eye level or shoulder height. And just breathe. Shoulders also coming away from the ears. One more breath. And exhale, release, shake it out. And we're just gonna roll over the knees and find a tabletop pose. So hips are stacking over knees, shoulders over the wrists. So we're gonna work into a few cat and cow poses here. So we're gonna inhale, belly drops, head and tailbone go high. And we're gonna exhale, round, really push the ground away, get into that upper back. And inhale, come up. Exhale, round. Inhale, coming up. And exhale, round. And then come back to a table, and we're going to take our gaze over towards the right toes. Nice little side stretch here. Then inhale, come back to center, and let's take our gaze over towards the left toes. And then come back to center. And we're going to come into toe stand next because there's a few meridian lines and pressure points that promote breathing that are in our toes. So we're going to curl those toes under. We're going to come up onto our knees. And you can start here. So this is kind of level 1. If this is already intense for you, just stay here. You're getting the same work done. If not, we're going to sit back onto our heels, put a little more pressure there. You can always prop yourself up, either a blanket under your bum, or you can have a blanket under your knees if they're a little sensitive. So just try to let those shoulders kind of come down. If you want to do a few shoulder rolls over here, that's a great option. And just breathe. This might give you a little more energy as well. So if you're doing shoulder circles, go one way and then go the other direction. Just a couple more breaths here. All right, you can begin to bring the hands back down to the mat. Come into that tabletop. Hit the tops of your feet on the mat. And then we're gonna just find a seat here on the mat. And we're gonna roll onto our backs. So bring the knees into the chest. Little hug here. And then we're just gonna roll into a Shavasana here to end our practice for a few breaths. Maybe breathing a lot better than what you were. You can always come back into that fish pose if that felt really great for you. And just allow yourself to sink in. So you can slowly begin to bring little movements into your body, wiggling fingers and toes, maybe rolling ankles and wrists out. And slowly bring the knees into the chest and let them drop over to the right side. Find a fetal position here. And slowly transition up to a nice comfortable seat. And I thank you so much for joining me. I hope you feel a lot better. I know my nose is way more, less congested, and I feel a little bit better, so I hope you do as well. Please leave me any comments or feedback you have, or if you have any videos that you want me to do, you can leave those in the comments. So get well soon, and namaste.